Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. It was a little bit of a hiatus, but welcome back to season 2 of DOD45. This very first episode that we start with to start season 2, we chat with DJ Qbert. And this little segment that I'm doing right here, right now, is just a quick little heads up. We had just moved into another studio. We've got a whole new mixing board, some new mics, some new equipment set up for this first recording with Qbert, and our mix in the board was turned way down in our headphones. We had no idea how blown out the audio is until we had Qbert in, and he mentioned, our audio was just fucked, for lack of a better term. So I've run the audio for this episode through all kinds of mixing and tried to declip as much as I possibly could. Just so fair warning, I'm aware of the situation. The rest of the episodes of this season will not sound like this, and it's not through the whole episode. It's just at the beginning, during our new format. We're doing a new format where Adrienne and I will have a discussion about who our guest is. Then we'll go into the guest, and then Adrienne and I will have a recap of the discussion. And I actually really like this format. I like it way better than how we were doing it in season 1. So enough of my ramblings. Point is, at the very first of this episode, during Adrienne and I's banter, Adrienne and I's, that's not the term, Adrienne and my banter, we, our audio is, well, mostly mine. My audio is completely blown out. I've compressed it, declipped it. I've done as much as I could to so it's not going to blow out your speakers or anything. It's really, really muddy. So I apologize for that, but it's only in the intro part, which is about a 15-minute intro. But then once we get into the discussion with Qbert, we had realized that it was blown out, but our mix was still down. So we were able to tweak it during the recording, but it's still pretty blown out. So only for this episode will there be the audio issue. After this episode, the rest of the upcoming episodes, the audio quality should be on point. So there you go. There's my what do you call that? I don't know, fair pre-warning, or the term's right on the tip of my tongue, but I'm going to waste all this time trying to explain to you. So enjoy the episode. Enjoy season 2 of DOD45. We're glad that you're with us. And I hope you enjoy the new format, because I'm really into it. So cheers. Here we are with DJ Qbert. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of DOD45. I am Tai of ArtByTai, and this is episode 1 of season 2. Thank you for joining us. Here's with us Adrienne Taiwali'i.
Hello.
So today, Adrienne, on our show, do you know who we have coming in today?
I do. We have DJ Qbert.
That is right. Our guest today is DJ Qbert, turntablist, scratch DJ, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Well, he's potentially one of the best scratch DJs of all time. I mean, guess someone could argue that if they wanted to, but for me, he's right up there at the top. Just, it's awesome to watch him scratch. It's incredible. It's like watching Miles Davis play the trumpet.
Something?
Yeah.
What'd you do over the break between season 1 and season 2?
Well, we had shows. We had a whole bunch of shows. We sold some artwork. We were able to get back out on the road, which was nice. Interesting to be around large crowds of people. But yeah, it was cool. It was something that was needed. I missed doing the podcast, though. I actually did.
I know you did. What is it you like about DJ Qbert? When did you first hear him?
Well, I first heard his album Wave Twisters. I remember in the early 80s, I'm guessing mid 80s, I think it was a Grammy performance, or it was something on the Grammys. It was a live performance. But I remember it was Herbie Hancock, and Grand Mixer DXT was on the turntables, and like he was scratching. And it was like the first time you ever seen someone like on television, someone scratching. Now, granted, probably in New York and some other places, people were.
It was the first time you really heard the sound.
It was the first time I heard scratching. I think that Grand performance was like 1984 or something. So I was like 7 years old.
What do you know about him?
Who?
Like
Qbert?
Qbert, yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about him. Well, this is something that you and I were talking about how I don't know a whole lot about like people beyond listening to their music, because we came from a time where you weren't able to Google someone's name or look things up. We just enjoyed the music or just listened to the music or anything. These days, people know everything about everybody.
So what'd you find out?
Well, I did know that he had started, or he's one of the founders of Invisible Scratch Pickles, which is. Yeah.
That, I think I had a CD. Was that in the 90s, maybe?
When you and I first. Oh, are we talking about that?
Yeah.
No, when we first started dating, we had that Invisible Scratch Pickles
I think
CD.
Since we share a last name, it might be obvious that we're married. Maybe not, but now people know.
Yeah, it was. You had that Invisible Scratch Pickles CD. I don't remember what the CD was, but we listened to it often in your Forerunner.
Wait, is that bad that I don't even know that was DJ Qbert?
It's not bad. You'll know more. It was DJ Qbert, Mixmaster Mike. See, this is where I'm self-conscious about not being able to regurgitate information that I feel like I should know. I just don't retain it very well.
Well, when you think about it, all we knew about somebody was their cover art. Maybe they posted the lyrics in the CD or the tape paper.
Yeah, the liner notes.
That's all you knew.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Did you even read those though? Really? Sometimes, I guess.
I think I skimmed them. If I really liked them, I think I did. I think I had the New Kids on the Block one down.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that just seriously, like a couple of days ago, because I was telling you how I felt bad that I didn't know a whole lot about these people that we end up talking to, and you had brought up that point. And I thought it was an excellent point because it is true. But also some people did really know everything about everybody, but that's like heads, hip hop heads But he is Filipino,
American Filipino, or
yeah, he grew.
An immigrant?
His parents are immigrants, I believe. I was going to say he's a fellow Pacific Islander. Now, that's geographically speaking only. That's because I'm pretty sure Filipinos considered. I mean, it's Asian. It's part of Asia, but it is in the Pacific. But it is in the Pacific.
It's a complicated system, the Philippines, because I think they have like 8 different languages, and it's like 10 islands or something.
Well, yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the Filipinos, but the Philippines. I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot about that. But I did want to say he was a
Pacific Islander
Islander
because it's an island
and it's in the Pacific, but it's in Asian anyway.
But it's North Pacific, not South Pacific. Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah, So that's why I didn't say he's a fellow South Pacific Islander.
There you go.
Yeah. So there was an animated film on his first album, Wave Twister.
Wait, an animated film?
An animated feature
It's
film.
on the CD? So
No,
if you
so
put the
that's-
CD in the DVD player?
Yeah, so they call it a musical. So if it's a movie that is edited to that whole album, and it's really cool.
So like The Wall. Pink
Kind of
Floyd's
like,
The Wall.
yeah, kind of like The Wall.
But a musical
cartoon?
cartoon?
His album, Wave Twisters, it's a scratch album. So it's not like, it's not like there's rappers on there. There's no MCs.
And it follows its own storyline rather than...
It has a storyline, yeah.
But it's not a storyline that follows lyrics on...
No, but Qbert has this whole thing about aliens and about... Well, gosh, there's documentaries that you'll have to watch on that. There's the documentary called Scratch. That was at Sundance, back in maybe 2011. It's a really cool documentary about scratching and about that whole phenomenon. But, he kind of feels like it's a language. And Mix Max Mike was kind of saying the same thing about, did I say Maxter, Mike?
I don't know. I
But,
got what you were saying.
It's like a language, this scratching. And so they came up with or Qbert had come up with these different characters, these different intergalactic characters who, and how they, he'll be better at explaining that if we get into that. What else? Let's see.
So he was making music then. You said you were about 7. And so what was he, a teenager on that Herbie Hancock thing?
No, well, yeah, he must have been a teenager. I think Qbert's probably about 7 or 8 years older than I am. So he must have.
Wait. So that would because then he would be like 14.
Yeah, but remember, Qbert wasn't on that performance.
Oh,
it was Grand Mixer DXT he's one of the old school. He's one of the head. He's like Grandmaster Flash. He's one of the.
Okay, so it wasn't Qbert you saw on the Grammys.
Yeah, I was just saying that was my first
introduction to
scratching. Yeah.
Oh, well,
and I had uncles and everything that had turntables. We borrow their turntables and scratch on them. It was awesome. But I even think that was right around that Herbie Hancock time.
Yeah.
But that's what I was explaining to that. I'm certain Qbert would say that maybe that was something where he first felt. Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask him about that.
So he's older.
Yes.
Than you.
Yep. I was going to, 98, I think it was, in 1998. Well, we were dating at that time, early on dating. We had that Wave Twisters album and that Invisible Scratch Pickles album. And we went up to, I used to listen to it in your Foreigner all the time. We went up to Sundance Film Festival.
I don't remember this Twister album.
Well, when you hear it, when you play it,
then I'll know.
You'll know. It's so. I was listening to it just the other day before, as soon as I found out that Qbert was going to be on the show, and it was almost like when you listen to an album where there are lyrics, you could sing right along with it if you hadn't heard it for years. I remembered every scratch, I just remembered it when we would listen to that all the time. And I remember one time we were up at Sundance and we went to the coffee shop and we saw Janine Garofalo there. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, wait, hold on. I just got weirded out because you just got a thumbs up emoji on your screen and I don't know how it got there.
So, someone thumbs up? Maybe someone's on the call.
Is it possible?
No.
Okay, yes. I do remember going up to Sundance because we're in Salt Lake City and Sundance is just an hour or less away. Oh, well, when I drive, it's an hour.
Well, so we would list. I just remember we went and drank some coffee at the coffee shop where we saw Janine Garofalo. Then, there weren't any shows playing. There was nothing kind of happening, so
we couldn't get tickets. Actually,
yeah. Well, we went and took a nap in the car in the parking lot, and that album was just playing and playing and playing. At the same time, we had just bought, because of Qbert, I went and bought the DJ Foss album. I don't know if those guys, I don't know if they're friendly or whatever, but those two albums were the two scratch albums that we listened to all the time in your car.
I don't even remember remember the DJ. I don't remember DJ.
If you hear that one, it's kind of as memorable, but I think the album cover, the CD cover, you definitely recognize. We would listen to those all the time. I'm a big fan of the Invisible Scratch Pickles. Sometimes I don't necessarily love live album stuff.
Oh, is that what that was?
I feel like a lot of it was live.
I can't. My memory is so bad.
I think you'd remember the album the cover of Wave Twisters too. You definitely remember him.
So what else do we know about him?
He did all the scratching on Kool Keith's Dr. Octagon album, which is one of my favorite albums. Yeah, and you know what's crazy about it? I had forgot that he did the scratching on that album. I listened to the whole album on our drive back from New Orleans to here, and that there's so much like just incredible scratching on that album that it's so good on there. You don't even it just, you know how like when music's so good you don't even really pay attention to everything that's happening. That's how I felt. I never noticed all of that scratching on there, but it's throughout the entire album.
Yeah, I think that I probably still have a lot of that Dr. Octagon memorized, but I can't think of what is behind the words. I guess that's how seamless it must have been put together.
It's such a great album.
Because it just meshes together.
Yeah, I think Kool Keith released it again without any of the scratching on there. I don't know if there's anything.
I wonder why.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure. Let me think. I don't know. That's why we're having him on the show. What we can get into.
So you don't know anything about his personal life?
He was, he's raised in San Francisco.
Okay.
When we do this, it's not like way deep. It's not like a Howard Stern deep dive into people, but I don't know. Was there anything that you know about DJ Qbert that I don't know?
I don't. I was letting you do all the research. I was going to let you tell me.
Well, the way that I do the show, I don't necessarily like to do like a ton of research about somebody, because then I'll not want to ask them and hear about it personally from them. So I just like to cover. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yep. Let's I guess that would lead us to should we just get right into talking with DJ Qbert?
Real quick, we should take a quick sponsor break and then get right back to.
We have sponsors?
Yeah, I bought a time slot on our.
Wow, well, check it out. Let's hear from our first sponsor, and then when we come back, we'll have DJ Qbert on, and we'll see what he has to say.
Are you ready for this? You're gonna have to edit a very cool commercial.
Oh, you're recording it?
Yeah, this is our sponsor.
Awesome.
You're gonna have to put in a commercial that has take it back to the 80s, maybe some stars and
Okay,
an old school. What are those that they played on the TV? Those commercials where they're selling something real fast.
A jingle.
Not a jingle. The other ones, I don't know. Infomercial. Those infomercial. Fast ones.
Okay.
I'm not so good at this. Are you tired of looking at the wall art that you bought 10 years ago from IKEA? Well, then I have good news for you. When you visit ArtByTai.com, you'll have a vast selection of interesting art. Art that says, I'm not a boring old curmudgeon. I'm far more interesting than that live, laugh, love print on my wall. Hold on, I need to breathe.
I love it.
Head over to ArtByTai.com to choose from hundreds of exciting fine art prints starting at as low as just $20.
Ooh.
And if prints aren't your thing, you can also find originals and our newly launched books. So go over to ArtByTai.com today for your non-boring art needs and interestify your house today.
Wow.
I need to redo that. That was terrible.
It's pretty awesome that we got a commercial.
I don't know how to read.
It's a commercial for my artwork.
I bought a time slot.
What do we charge for those?
I haven't built it yet.
I know. That's cool. Yeah. We aren't necessarily. I've been asked by a couple of people actually if we were doing sponsors, and I just was like, I said no because I wasn't originally doing the show to have sponsorships, but I don't know. It might be a cool thing. Maybe people just want to be involved with the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
What should they do if they want to be involved?
You can reach out to me at ty@artbytai.com and or reach out, DM me on Instagram or Facebook or or that useless Twitter. Spot Twitter where I have no followers.
Well, should we welcome DJ Qbert on?
First thing, I want to welcome you, or thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, I can watch you on the tables for hours. Like I seriously can watch. Like I can just watch you forever, and I just zone out. Do you zone out? Do you totally zone out when you're playing your instrument?
Oh yeah. It's a meditation, and then sometimes when I get real deep, it becomes a prayer. Like I'm thanking the universe for everything. I'm just going with it, and
Do you ever go anywhere specific, like mentally? Is there a specific place, or is it kind of always just mood, like where you're at that time?
You just let the sound take you, and you just kind of, it's like a roller coaster ride with the sound that's in your brain, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm serious. We do an intro before we have the guest in, just so you don't have to sit there and listen to us, prop you up and tell you how awesome you are. It kind of gets annoying to hear that, I'm sure.
I mean, look at you. I was like, God damn, the fucking art you make. I was like, holy shit. Who the hell is this guy? I like him.
Well, thank you. It's been good. It's been good so far. I'm blessed. We're lucky. We're definitely lucky. I always feel I feel fortunate to be someone that's made it somewhere with my artwork. So there are a lot of people who don't make it, I'm always humbled, and I just feel weird, saying like taking compliments. So you
have God flowing through you, so it's a wonderful thing.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, so I'm glad that things have been going well for you. That's what I like to do, ask how things are going before I start the timer, because once I start the timer, I'm focused on listening to you, but I'm also doing the drawing. So I put together some questions for you that are specific to you. Anything you don't feel like that, talking about, you don't have to. But the point of the show is for me to share with my audience and the people that follow my work. I want to share with them who inspired my artistic career. So, and you're one of those people, and we've been listening to your albums, since since Wave Twisters. That's what we was talking about. I guess that was your first official album, right?
Yeah, 1998, I believe.
Yeah, I've been listening to it, ever since I talked to you, and I knew I was going to have you on. I went back through all the archives and have been listening pretty hard. And I was explaining earlier during the intro that I hadn't listened to the whole album in a while, but we listened to it so much when me and my wife first started dating. She had the Invisible Scratch Pickles album, that first album, and I had the Wave Twisters album. When we were first dating, like it was playing all the time in her old 4Runner. And then it just, after a while, when you listen to something, when you first hear it, you don't listen to the same, music for a while. You start discovering other music. So it'd been a little while since I had heard it, but I've been listening to it, and I was telling her, it's like listening to the lyrics on a song. Like you can sing along if you hadn't even listened to that album for years. I could remember almost every scratch. Like as soon as I turned it on, I was like, it was like I knew it for like a script. Like I knew it. It was just awesome. Anyway. I ramble on there. Sorry. All right. I'm going to set this timer, and I'm going to start drawing you this alien.
Could I use it to the art? Could I use it?
You can use, yeah, absolutely. It's yours, man. I'll be sending it to you. You may think you want to use it now. Who knows how it'll turn out? It might turn out like shit.
I have a octopus themed record coming up. It's like you put the covers together, and so it'll be cool.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, yep. You can absolutely. I'm doing this piece for you specifically. So
thank you.
All right, I'll set the timer. It does that like tick tick ticking. So I'm gonna put it aside so that's not like in my ear. Just.
Hey Qbert, is it okay? Should I call you Qbert?
Q, Rich, whatever.
Okay. Are those golden turntables?
No, these are just regular turntables, but they're what do you call it? They have wood decal, so it looks like like Zen and shit.
Don't you have a gold plated table still?
Yeah. Like when I won the DMC World Competition.
Is that always what they give, or was that year?
The year me and Mixmaster Mike won, they I guess they didn't have any money that year, and we didn't win that. We just got like yeah, it was like
convenient.
oh man.
Well, these look gold from my angle.
It's all about perspective, right? All right, so I had just watched the Wave Twisters movie a few days ago. Are there any future plans to do something similar, another like animated piece?
Oh yeah, definitely. The thing is, it's like $10,000 a video, so it's very expensive. But yeah, definitely. You know, we're doing these NFT things, and that's doing very well. So hopefully we can muster up enough money, like through Bitcoin and stuff. That Bitcoin thing is doing amazingly well. Are you guys doing cryptocurrency right now?
I had bought some that year. What's it called? The
green one?
No. It was Ethereum, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Ethereum.
Yeah, I bought some of that early on.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah,
I was very hesitant to do it, but I have a friend out in Philly that he was like, "You got to do this. You got to do it." So
yeah, don't touch that.
Yeah, I haven't put any else into it. But I get asked all the time from people to do some NFTs with my work. I just haven't gotten like hooked up with the right person. But I did just Mr. Dibbs, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm doing an album cover for him right now, and we're talking about maybe turning that into an NFT. I think maybe that's supposed to be a secret. Maybe I'm not supposed. Speaking of secrets, he told me he messaged me. He saw that when I was having you on, and he said, "Oh, tell him because you did some scratching for him a long time ago." Yeah, and Dib said he never got around to releasing it. Was during his drunk days when he was like, but he just said he just found it cleaning out his studio, and he said, "Yeah, tell him I think I'm gonna release these things." Yeah. But yeah, he brought that up. That the Wave Twisters animate that movie, it seemed like it would have been a huge undertaking. Like, was that something? Were you involved in that part, or was it just they just used the album, or did you have involvement? Like,
no, I was there with them, and I wrote the story, and then they evolved it and made it like better. And yeah, those are the homies too, Sid Guerin and Mr. Henry. And also Doug One, the artist for the whole thing. He's with Morning Breath now, and yeah, we all just kept going back and forth with ideas, boom, 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 and after like I think about 2-3 years, the whole thing finally got finished.
And then that's like 2001, right? Because didn't it premiered at South by Southwest?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Like, do people talk about it to you a lot these days? Like, especially with anime, even now coming back, but it's very much stylistic like anime. Do you find like people are seeing it more now, or do you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
some people are just discovering it now too, so that's kind of cool.
Do you find? I was going to ask you. Do you feel like some people are just discovering you now, like younger generations?
Oh yeah, definitely.
On what level do you know? Like, or like, because you don't do like a TikTok or anything, right?
I do Twitch.
Yeah, I've watched some. I've watched your feeds. I was going to wonder if you had but you will push. I've watched only like the Instagram feeds. Well, yeah, it was on Instagram that I saw it. We would press the crowd audience, the clapping. Yeah, during the first part of the pandemic, I was trying to find anything to watch.
Yeah.
I do these things to all these Sophie's Choice questions. So I just like to throw them out every once in a while. Let me ask you this Sophie's Choice question. Van Halen or Van Damme?
Van Halen.
Were you a Van Damme fan at all?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know. I guess I don't know anything about him now, but I loved all of, like the kickbox, all the old kung fu movies that he was in.
Well, I was more fascinated by Bruce Lee, of course.
Absolutely.
I found out why Bruce Lee got killed.
It wasn't when you watched that Quentin Tarantino movie.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
What I remember. Do you remember Enter the Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a scene in Enter the Dragon where there was he went underground and there was a cloning facility. There was some girls there was a girl, she was like, help me, and
Right. Yeah.
there's a girl standing there stiff. That's a cloning facility on an island, which kind of happens in reality. Like Clonade. You ever heard of Clonade?
No.
Clonade is a cloning facility across from Los Angeles. It's on an island.
Like a cloning, like what they do to sheep?
Yeah, but they've been doing this to humans for like forever, So it's like that's he kind of exposed it. You ever seen that movie with Kubrick? And Kubrick got killed for revealing what the satanic elite do in that movie Eyes Wide Shut. Did you watch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when he put that out, he got killed for it. And so when Bruce Lee put that scene out, it was like, oh shit.
Oh, they wiped him out.
Yeah. So, and then nobody talks about it.
Wait,
I'm pissed about that.
Does that not make you nervous that you just said that on?
They're
podcast?
talking about cloning so much now. It's like everyone's talking about it. It's like whatever, and it could be bullshit too. So.
Well, either way, I'm pissed about it because I was a huge Bruce Lee fan. I have Bruce Lee tattooed on my leg.
Yeah, bro. Watch that scene, man. It's on an island. They fucking have the cloning facility, and then they fucking do the drug shits over there. That's all real shit.
And this is, you say, off the coast of California?
Yeah, off the coast of California, across from LA is an island. I'm not sure. I think they're the Catalina Islands or one of those islands. There's a movie called The Island with Leonardo DiCaprio, and
oh yeah, I remember that.
It's about
based on that.
Yeah, is it about cloning in that movie?
I can't remember. I mean, I remember seeing the movie.
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
Keeps talking about all this cloning shit now, so it's kind of like an interesting thing.
Well, this is not on a cloning thing, but did you have a favorite cartoon when you were growing up?
Jeez, I mean, we were just forced to watch Justice League of America and all that.
Oh, are you a Justice League fan still?
I always thought they sucked, but once in a while they would bring in the Flash. I was like, oh yeah, that's the fucking character right there.
Oh yeah.
Aquaman was so like, what the hell? They got the fucking green underwear and
right. I mean, Flash you're like super high energy. Do you think? I mean, you've been told? I mean, you have like good energy. Has that always been something?
Well, I don't know. I'm just being me. I don't know. I don't really notice it. Either that or I woke up on the right side of the bed. I have no idea.
Well, anytime I see you, just like got a real good attitude and like, I guess not like bouncing off the walls coffee energy, but like a real good, you never seem like you're like, you never have that vibe. So I don't know. Has that been something like your whole life you've been like with good energy?
I get those days. I just turn the camera off.
Oh yeah. Do you make music during those days? Do you ever or?
That hurts.
Yeah.
Just chill or sometimes I'll just instead of flowing, I can work on technique, like the boring stuff.
Right. Yeah, I have heard you talk about that. Like, even if you're not feeling inspired, it's still a time where you can get some practice in. Where it's always, and I'm full on believing that practice is everything. You always got to constantly. Even if I don't draw for a couple of days, it's sometimes hard for me to get right, like back into that groove of even. I've been drawing like this for 40 something years. Like it's still hard to if you take too much time off. Are you on the tables all the time, or is there ever a down like?
You got to be just exactly what you said. If I miss a day, maybe they might not notice, but if I miss 2 days, they'll notice.
Yeah. How about this? What about Breakin' or Beat Street?
Oh, definitely Beat Street.
Yeah.
Corny, I thought. I mean, there were some parts, but it was corny to me for some reason.
It was super corny, but I loved Turbo so much.
Poppers and Poppin' Taco. Yeah, those guys are dope.
Yeah. What about Cool Keith or Cool Herc?
Cool Keith.
Oh, word. I mean, obviously, yeah.
He's
Bro,
got
what was that?
Kool Keith has the same birthday as me, and then we made an album called Dr. Octagon.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites.
The most weirdest shit.
It is. It's like it's out. Like even like all the lyrics and everything are really crazy. But what?
I think he was gonna finish saying something.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're looking at your paper.
Yeah,
Go
sorry.
ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, so Dr. Octagon. The weirdest shit is that Kool Keith has the same birthday as me, and Dan the Automator's son has the same birthday as us too. So how the fuck did that happen?
Which is, or do you not want to give that
October
out?
7th.
7th.
October 7th?
Yeah, and it's October, so it's another whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I always forget that October and because I draw octopus all the time. Yeah, that Dr. Octagon album, we listen to that all the time, and then I just recently re-listened to it, and like you're scratching throughout that whole album, and I don't know why I never noticed that really like when I used to listen to it. But I was explaining that maybe it sits in there so well on that album. All of your scratches on there.
Some Dan the Automator did too.
Oh, you guys both did it on there?
Yeah, he did like some real simple ones, and I did all the wild stuff, I guess.
Was he the one that set that whole thing up with you and Kool Keith?
Yeah, definitely. He's the mastermind behind that whole project. Or Kool Keith is too. I'm just the guy that came in to scratch.
And did the scratch.
Hey, can I ask you a question? And as somebody who doesn't have any sort of music background, but when you set up that kind of album, are you laying down all of the sound?
Dan the Automator did all the music, and then Keith came in and did the rapping, and then I came in and did the little icing with the scratches.
Gotcha.
That's such a great album, though.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to ask this. The term cut or scratch, is there a difference?
It's just slang, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
You be cutting it up, you be scratching, whatever.
Do you have a preference on either?
It's probably faster to say cutting.
Yeah. If you're also, you know, I hate to label anything, but like earlier I was trying to explain, like I want to say turntablist or a scratch DJ or something. Do you have a term for specifically what you do, or you're a musician?
I go by surfer, scratcher, skater.
Are you a skater?
No, I mean I fuck around, but I'm so whack at it. But you know, I like, you know, rather than be a surfologist or a freaking
right.
We're scratchers. That's
yeah.
So when your friend introduced you to their parents, they go, and this is my friend Qbert, and he's a scratcher.
Yeah, they have.
Is that how it goes?
They probably think I have like some itch.
He's
got the itch.
Turn around right here to get this spot.
Oh, good. I'm glad you showed up. Right over here.
Hey, how do you feel about that? This whole thing with the tapes coming back.
Yeah, we actually Invisible Scratch Pickles, me, D Styles, and Shortcut. We just came out with the album. I think 4 years ago. Called The 13th Floor, and we're coming out with a cassette tape.
Oh, so you're into the cassette tape move, huh?
I mean, I'm not really, but it's like it's cheap to make, and people they collect them for some reason. I'm like, fuck it, here, have some.
Yeah, is that what's going on? Because it is it's way cheaper to make than vinyl. Because
I mean, we make them all, you know, CD, tape, whatever.
Yeah, I just hate the sound. I have so many tapes, but I hate the sound of tape. I just hate it. It's all muffled and low.
Sometimes that could be good though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Sometimes people draw on, you know, old little paper and picture, that type of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's not for the sound. It's for well, shit. I don't know.
It's texture.
Yeah. Do you have a remedy for creative plateau?
Yes. Look at the color green.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so you know how you go in nature and you see the freaking, how you call it, the grass is green, that sparks creativity in you. So just fucking look at green and shit.
Yeah. You know, I also, and this is probably off topic, and I'm sorry, I'm going to nerd out, but I recently heard or saw something that if you spend some time in a forest, like a tree will release like a type of a pheromone type thing that we as humans can like ingest, and it relaxes you, and that
I love
kind of
that. Yeah,
that kind of comes into with what you were saying a bit.
Yes, it's very important. So I have a dog, and I have to do that every day. I walk in the forest every day, and I will definitely come back and get in the lab and with a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, would you consider yourself an outdoor, like naturist kind of? Like you have to be out in nature, right?
Oh yes, I'm definitely a nature guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. It does make a difference. Oh, that's cool. So, but you're saying even if just looking at the color green, it will even change you from this little mood a little bit, give you a little bit more creativity.
Sure. We had a studio with a green screen in it, and I felt creative in there all the time for some reason. So
yeah, that's brilliant. I'm gonna have to put some more green in here.
Yeah, plant. Just get some plants.
Yeah. I definitely. My dad. So I'm half Samoan, so we had a lot of plants in the house. But
my friend is Samoan.
Who?
MCUB.
He's a MC.
He's sometimes you'll see him on our little TV turntable TV shows. He's like really funny. He's always joking around. He's half Samoan.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, and you're in, where are you?
San Francisco.
And there are.
I know.
Right across the bay, there's a lot of.
Yeah, my aunt. Yeah, I have a lot of what?
Pacific Islanders right there too, right?
Yeah.
You're half Samoan and what?
Half Dutch.
Wow. I've never been to Samoa.
Oh yeah, we got some good property up there in Samoa. We got a coconut plantation up there. But
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're in the jungle parts of Samoa. But you've been to the Philippines though, right? I mean, you're Filipino. Are you American born Filipino? Were your parents immigrants?
Yeah. My parents they immigrated here, and then I was
Did
born.
they go directly to San Francisco?
Yeah, one's from the north and one's from the south. So two different types of Filipinos.
And they spoke.
What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and they spoke the same language.
Well, they have a common language, like a national common language, but they have two totally different.
Yeah, because there are a whole bunch of different languages in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, it's like that freaking Thousand Island dressing. I think they got the name of that from there and shit because it's like there's so many islands.
Yeah. Oh, that's where they got it from. Yeah, the Thousand Island dressing from the Philippines.
Ketchup and mayonnaise. Wow.
You know what they call that in Utah? Have you been to Utah?
Yes.
Yeah, they call it fry sauce. So Utah's one of the only places that has fry sauce.
Now you can buy it in the store.
But all it is mayonnaise and ketchup. Well, so I guess I'll know the question to this Sophie's choice. It's going to be Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris.
Definitely Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Is there anyone in your life that would pick Chuck Norris over Bruce Lee that you know? Like, do you have any friends in your life that would pick Chuck Norris over Bruce Lee?
Not that I know of.
I can maybe think of one person I know that would do that. It just makes no sense to me.
I love Bruce Lee's the Tao of whatever he does. It's just all the philosophy he does. I apply that to scratching.
He's got such a great philosophy. Do you apply that to your scratching, to your?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even all that stuff. You know, like you get the basketball wisdom, you get the tennis, whatever all the books that have all those weird philosophies. You apply that to scratching.
So were the Bruce Lee movies to you like how the Wu-Tang movies were to RZA then, like really influential?
Probably, yeah, I'm sure.
Are you a Wu-Tang fan?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Did any Wu-Tang Clan members using Qbert scratching?
Not that I know of. No, I don't even think there's any scratching in there. But I know the
Yeah. What you know that I was gonna do some useless knowledge. You know where the Godzilla scream? You know that scream?
Yeah.
His scream. You know how they made that sound?
It sounds like metal rubbing.
It was it had like a vinyl glove and then like brushed it over like strings of a stand-up bass or a cello. Wow. One of those, and that's how they got the sound. And then they did some mixing to it, but that's where that Godzilla scream came from.
Like it.
Yeah, that's that standard. Hey, are you protective of your hands?
Yes, definitely.
overly? Like, are you overly protective of them, do you think?
I have some musician friends where they sleep with gloves on and stuff.
Do you go that deep?
I should sometimes, but it's like, I just keep my hands under the sheets. I don't know.
And I mean, I feel like you're ambidextrous on the tables, but do you feel like you have a weaker hand than?
Yeah, my I'm just learning my left now after all these thousands of years. So my right is like perfectly really good, but my left is like I'm starting from scratch.
Yeah. No. Hey, why are you supposed to be throwing in some sound effects? Are you competitive?
Kind of, yeah. I shouldn't be, but I it's just in my nature. But then there's a part of me that's like, I forget being competitive. Let's be collaborative.
Yeah, that's a great philosophy. I feel like, sometimes I feel like I get competitive against myself.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely want to outdo myself all the time, for sure. That.
Yeah, but I kind of like the way how you said, not competitive, but like, because sometimes you have to collaborate with yourself, because there are different versions of yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you were younger, you had this different energy than when you're in this other age, or I think you need to collaborate all of those to keep yourself in whatever you're creating. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a philosopher, but
yeah, it's a poetry and refining poetry, like making it rhyme in more magical spots.
Yeah, the magic.
My dog's name.
Your dog's name's Magic?
Yes.
Oh, nice. What kind of dog is it?
It is a Pomeranian Yorkie.
So a little guy.
Yeah, a little
or
guy.
girl. Oh, that's bigger than I thought.
He was supposed to be a teacup, like a teacup, but then my girl is a nutrition like specialist or whatever, and she fed him like the dog eats better than us, by the way. We're like, whoa, I wanted a little guy so that the poops can be small.
Yeah.
Then they have to go to the bathroom more.
They do have to go to the bathroom
more often.
But if you're someone like Qbert and he likes to go outside a lot, that's
now when it's cold. I'm like, man, you gotta take a shit.
Yeah, Mark Twain's famous line about San Francisco, right?
Yeah, the coldest summer I spent was in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a great. He was brilliant, pretty brilliant dude. How do you avoid? This is different than like the creative plateau. I'm thinking like, how do you avoid complacency? Like, how do you keep motivated to develop, whether it's something new or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I can hear it in my head how it's gonna sound, and if it's not coming out like the way I want it to sound, it's like, gotta keep practicing.
Yeah. I mean, do you still feel like you're practicing on your craft?
Yes, forever. It's a nonstop. What do you call it? Improvement.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's like a staircase, right? It's like you go up and then you plateau. And it's like you enjoy that plateau, but it's all right. Time to go up again. And you plateau, and
Do you feel like you've reached the stage though that when you're like your practice is now just like you don't have to make any conscious effort to practice? It's just now ingrained in you. Like I'm practicing, or do you have to?
Yeah, it's like it's just part of my life. I have to practice, or else everything falls apart.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah, have you experienced that somewhere in your life where you kind of got lackadaisical?
Oh, yeah. Millions of times. Yes. It was a lot of kicks in the ass because of that.
Do you fall into a mental depression at all? Like if you're not scratching?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like let's say I'm playing video games. Oh man, it's definitely it sucks the life out of you, and so it's like now I switched the whole world, and now this is my video game. So it's like next level, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, all right, cool. So I'm done with video games.
Oh, that's kind of something on a level I wanted to ask you. Do you see in scratches? You know what I mean? Like when you look at something, do you see that like as a scratch? Can you break that down to look like a scratch? Like a certain...
I guess, I mean, it's more like words, right? Like you're just thinking of the words coming out. It's like, how do you see those words? And you kind of really don't see them, but I'm like saying them right now. I'm not really seeing words. So it's like scratching is talking, is communicating. So I don't know. I don't really see it as visual. It's
right.
Like an internal thing with words.
Yeah.
You
guys have... Go ahead.
No, that's a great question. I don't know.
Is it quiet? Do you ever get quiet in your head?
Yeah. You gotta do the meditation thing and clear your brain, or else you'll
So you have to meditate to get to that stage though? Because if you don't do any meditating, like is there constant like sounds and music going on in your head?
No, it's just kind of like now it's like, okay, I get into that zone, and when that zone happens, you're just only that, and it's like, you start hearing that sound. I guess I don't see it, I'm just hearing it, and there's like a what do you call it, a third ear that's listening.
Oh, I've never. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
I've never heard that term, but that makes absolute sense.
Third ear.
That's been something that my wife, Adrienne's been really focused on, because our son, he's 14, but
right.
He's like constantly got music going, so he's always making music, but he's like, music always goes on in his head. He's just always humming, like tapping his finger.
What a gift. Great gift.
Yeah.
You know when he's coming because you can hear him way before you see him.
Yep, you can hear him coming always.
What did you say?
What does he play?
Everything.
Oh, wow.
He's playing the bass, the guitars, the
That's
piano. He started the drums. He does Ableton on the computer, and he just got a synth for his birthday.
Damn, that's dope.
So yeah, he's having fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and that's what it is too. Like you can see that he just loves it. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's an alien octopus. Looks crazy.
Yeah, I like I had this concept. I was like, I thought that the stylus up on his head, and like,
it's hilarious.
That's what it's called, right? A stylus.
Oh, that's the tone arm.
Oh, the tone arm. This is the stylus, right? Where the needle.
That's the head shell.
Oh, the actual needle is the stylus, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. The actual needle is a stylus.
I watched a documentary on vinyl today. It was like a 14-minute documentary, but holy shit, there's so much I had no idea about. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm still learning about all that stuff too.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this link because it was really cool. Because the dude broke it down and there's like animated graphics about. Because basically what he's arguing is the sound of digital and analog, but to do that he wanted to show the differences. But he goes into deep, like with all the grooves and like, it's pretty awesome. And it's only 14 minutes, so it's like I learned so much from it.
Wow.
How about Grandmaster Flash or Grand Wizard Theodore?
Woo! I mean, geez, I guess Grand Wizard Theodore just because he invented scratching, but they're both my dogs.
Yeah, is Theodore technically? I mean, he's the one that that kind of invented the scratch, right?
In hip hop, yeah. But then we were doing sound effects back in like, you ever seen Astro Boy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had the little not really hip hop scratching, because just doing sound effects, moving the tape across.
Oh, so during the intro, I was explaining to my wife how I first scratching was like the first thing that my first discovery of scratching was that Herbie Hancock and Grandmaster DXT. What's the name of that fucking song? I could not. Do you remember the name of that song? I was trying to tell my wife what it is.
What do you call it? Rocket?
Yes. I wanted to try to hum for it, but yeah, you got. I mean, it's a sound that everyone's heard.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was probably one of the first times that scratching was on national television.
Woo, yes. I saw it on Saturday Night Live when they were on that show. I was like, what the hell is that? I didn't even see turntables. I didn't know what he was using. I had no clue.
But you picked up your brain connected to that automatically? Is that where you first started to find
just
the love?
Sound. It's almost if my brain couldn't digest that, so I didn't see a turntable. All I saw was this, and I didn't see that he was actually touching a turntable.
So did you search for that, or did you just go away from it and then come back to it?
No search back then. It was just that TV show was there and gone. There was no internet.
Well, I mean, were you on a quest to find the sound that you heard?
Yeah, it took forever to find that sound. I'm like, what is that? And yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was a lot of people's experience from that Rocket song, the use of it was so perfect. I remember it just blowing my mind.
When you did find out that that's what it was, did you hijack your parents' turntable?
Absolutely, yes.
And then just start with their records?
Yeah, I mean, I had a turntable too. It was a kind of like had a thing in the middle where all the records they stack and one drops down after the next. You ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's like see how there's a spindle here?
Uh-huh.
Back in the days, they had one that was really long and it was kind of curved at an angle, and you could stack like a whole bunch of records on it. And then one record would drop at the bottom, boom, needle would go and play that record, and then after that record would be done, it'd go and then the next thing would drop down, then the needle will go back and play it. And that was just a normal thing.
And so is that what you started scratching on originally?
Yes.
On yours?
Yeah. My friend was a breaker, and he was like, look at this. I was like, oh shit, you're not rubbing the needle across the record. Another kid was like, he came over to my house. I was like, dude, you ever hear about scratching? Can you do it? He was like, yeah, I can do that. And he came to my house and he grabbed the needle and went rubbed it across the record. And I was like, oh, that's not that cool. And then my other friend finally showed me it was like this. And I went home all day. I was like,
How old were you?
15.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that spending that time too. That's like, do you have fond memories of that? Like of that time when you just were discovering scratching and all of that, what you got to learn from that? And
yeah, luckily for me, it was everything was super basic, and I was learning. I was battling like I got that scratch, and then I was like, oh wow, I could battle anybody now. I could battle anybody. And I would go to hang out with other DJs, and I would look, and then they would do something a little more advanced. Like they would grab the fader, like they didn't have a fader that had a knob, and they would go what, wooga, what, and then I was like, oh my god, that guy totally beat me, but I learned something from it.
Yeah.
And then I met Mixmaster Mike, and then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take this guy out. So I'm like, what, and then Mike was like, let me try it, and he went, what? Oh, shit. So I had a good time getting an ass beating because I was learning something. So I was always looking forward to a fight where I would learn something.
Well, that's your. I mean, that's a good philosophy though. Like a lot of people would just like, if something like that happened, they just cower. You know, like a lot of people have that. They go like, oh, I'll never be able. But like you took it to be like, oh shit, I'm gonna advance that.
Yeah. I learned something from it. You got to take it to the next level. So.
Has that been a quality you've had your whole life?
Well, luckily my mother was the queen of recruiting for Mary Kay Cosmetics for like 5 years in a row.
Oh wow!
And so she would listen to these tapes all the time, and it would be like, "You're the best. You can do anything."
Tony Robbins.
Yeah, exactly. So all that stuff was going into my head, and I would apply that to scratching as a young kid.
But you're not even joking, right? You're serious. That was you were hearing a lot of that, like that self-empower, that empower yourself by saying
self-empowerment. Yes, absolutely. That's what you call it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You listen to a Zig Ziglar and all those guys, and it was a great thing because I would getting ready to go to school and park in the parking lot and take a nap and not go to school, but then right before that I would be hearing all that stuff.
I was going to ask about that, if that was hard to get through school once you found your turntable.
I was defiant in school. That whole system, I hated school. Except for psychology. That was interesting when I went to college. That was dope. And the gym was nice. Lunch. But all that other shit, history. What do I need that for?
Go
ahead.
Real quick, did you ever end up getting a Mary Kay record?
No, that is interesting. I wonder if there even is one.
What's a Mary Kay record?
Well, they probably didn't make records, but they had the tapes that he was listening to in his mom's car.
Yeah.
Mary Kay was like
I remember. Yeah.
Makeup selling thing.
And that's legit too. Your mom was really like, did she love Mary Kay? Was she out there like pushing it?
Oh, even till now. My God. Yes.
Is Mary Kay still around?
She passed away.
Oh.
A line is still there.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember just seeing those. Like everyone's car had the Mary Kay stickers on the back of them.
Yeah. Oh my God. I even had my first car. My mom left the freaking sticker on there. So it's I would drive around in high school, and on the back of the car would say, "Ask me about Mary Kay Cosmetics." Every time I got out of the car, like, "Yo, Q, I need some lipstick, man." Okay.
I'm glad that you said that. I like to ask people because I don't get to ask this newer generation this question. But what was your first car?
Let's see. She gave me a what the hell was it? It was like a burgundy Buick. That's a good question. Because they gave her free cars. She even got a pink.
She was way up there then.
Oh, yeah, she was a queen of recruiting for the whole United States. Like we went to Texas, and she had like a beauty pageant and all that stuff. And so she got the small cars and a couple pink Cadillacs. It was crazy.
Oh, word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to drive around one of those pink Cadillacs?
My friends still say that today. Like, I knew Q since the freaking pink Cadillac.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love asking. I love like knowing what people's first cars are or what their favorite cars are. But that's like something that's kind of gone away, I think, because like it seems like this generation doesn't really care that, or all cars are the same now. But it seemed like that was a big thing back in the day for some reason. I guess that's maybe geographical too. Like if you grew up in the city, you didn't do much driving.
I'm waiting for the new. They have these new electric trucks coming out soon. I can't wait for them.
And they're supposed to actually look like a truck.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I kind of do. You like that? Do you like that like futuristic design on things? Are you into that or?
I mean, I do have a Tesla, but I don't have. I mean, that truck Tesla, I wouldn't mind it, but I'd rather have a car that's like electric and a car that's like gas too. You know,
a hybrid.
Let's say the government, I don't know, they just turn the grid off and you fucking can't charge it or some shit. And then,
right. Yeah,
You-
that's my worry about the electric cars. I
Yeah.
kind of worry about that.
Well, you just have to have your own panel. You have to have your own way to charge.
Yeah, but that's expensive as hell.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but I'm thinking, they just turn the whole fucking system off. Like, you can't even drive that car. So yeah,
Oh, right, because it's all in the computers and
yeah,
interconnected.
Yeah, we're through. So
But I like the look of those.
Ooh, yeah.
Tesla?
Yeah, I like Tesla. I like the look of those cars. They're cool.
Do you
looking.
have the one with the suicide doors? Is that what?
No, that's the X. I have the one where you can. I have the where you could. It drives by itself. That way I can practice. I have.
Just like high school, you can go take a nap.
While the car's driving.
Yeah, if you paid for the $10,000 upgrade, I think the car can now drive itself. Like you could just actually take a nap. I'm not sure.
I think that I have seen it. You can. I think it's technically illegal though, right? To allow the car to be 100% driving on its own.
Yeah.
Would you be confident enough in the capability of the car to get you to where you want to go?
I would have to test it out and just let it do it itself like a couple times and be like, oh shit, this is actually driving itself. But I mean, with the way it is now, I like how it drives. But every couple minutes, you gotta touch the steering wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let
But it's
us know
fun
you're
on far long trips. Boy, that Tesla is my favorite car in the world.
Yeah, I bet. How far can you get? How far can you go on that before you have to charge?
Ooh, let's see. Nowadays, oh man, I can go. I think halfway to LA from San Francisco, and then charge, and then go to LA.
Do they have like quick charging stations or something?
Yeah, they're all over now. It's like, yeah, Tesla took over.
How long does it take for like a quick charge? Like if you need to get a charge to get to your rest of your road, how long will you have to sit there for?
Well, if you go off an empty tank, they always have a charging station right at a supermarket or like a mall or someplace nice where you can just go in the mall and get food and come back to the car. After 45 minutes, your car is ready to full tank.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
do you ever plan on going cross country or long distance in it?
Yeah, I've done a lot of traveling through California, but I never. You know what? I might go to the Grand Canyon just because I want to see the Canyon again. It looks crazy. You ever been to the Grand Canyon?
We've been by it,
We drive by it all the time.
but we've never.
Stopped at it.
No. So
Oh my God, it is crazy.
when we're going by it, it's usually the middle of winter, and the area I think that we usually go by is the north, and that's normally closed for winter.
Damn.
But we tried to get there once, and then I ended up. Do you remember that? I ended up in like some closed. I went way off.
Oh,
Some
shit.
closed gates and some snow, and then had to backtrack. And I just said, never mind.
I'm the navigator in the family.
Nice.
Except go ahead.
I'm just saying it's weird. The Grand Canyon's like, whoa, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Would you ever take one of those like mule trips down it?
No.
No. I would.
Good idea. Maybe I will next time.
It'd be fun.
What about Jazzy J or Jazzy Jeff?
Oh, I love both of those guys. Why are you doing that to me? Jazzy Jeff, just because Jazzy Jeff came out with some crazy ass scratches on a song called "The Magnificent." Jazzy Jeff on his first album, and that just like exploded my brain. That was like, you can hear transforming on there, you can hear chirping on there, you can hear some weird scratches on there. Boy, he came out with a lot of innovative type of things.
Oh, let me ask this, because that time this is all, this obviously is way pre-internet. How was first of all, how was everybody learning new scratching? Was that just from like going to the battles and like clubs or stuff, or? And then how was the name, like how were the names getting, like how was the information of like the names of each scratch or each particular scratch and stuff? How was that getting about? Because it's not like you could text someone like, oh, I just did like this, the transforming or the chirp or or whatever. Like how was that information being mixed amongst all of the DJs?
VHS tapes of battles, the scratching on records. And
what would happen? What would happen? Like someone would make a VHS tape, and then like that tape would get passed around, and like people would.
No, I meant the battles. Like somebody would come in and film a DJ battle, like the World New Music Seminar, and they'd videotape like Cash Money versus Joe Cooley type of thing, and it would get around, and it'd be all a dub of a dub of a dub, and it's super grainy, but you can hear what's going on. It's amazing.
So that's kind of like the way skateboarding tricks happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Any information, because there was no internet back then. It was just got the tape. Wow, it's gold. And,
yeah, because I did an interview with Ron Allen. He's out in that way. No, he's not in San Francisco, but anyway, pro skater Ron Allen. But I was asking him about that. How does the name of tricks, like how were people knowing like the names of tricks? How was that getting out and about? Because it was happening, like people were calling the same trick, the same names, but they weren't riding together. That's something that's always been interesting to me. I mean, I remember the time when there wasn't internet, but
you do.
We like Jackass. The guys from Jackass said that we were the first ones to have a video of us scratching it that came out before Jackass. What was it called? Turntable TV. And in those videos, we would be like, "Oh, this scratch is called that." Whatever. Blah blah blah. It's that.
Wow.
A lot of people too.
Yeah, because a lot of the scratching out, I mean, that's stuff you guys created, right?
Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Well, how about Shortcut or Cut Chemist?
Shortcut. He's in my crew.
I know. Did you ever do any of that drawing on your vinyl?
Well, let me think about that. I think there was one where we didn't have an artist and we had to make it ourselves. It was called Dirt Style Deluxe Shampoo. We kind of cut out pictures of us wearing different masks and just kind of pasted it together. That was like our worst record cover, but it sold a whole lot though. A punk rock kind of thing.
Yeah, like a zine.
Yeah, the quality of the record was amazing, but the cover was like so shitty.
Does that? Because I see sometimes people tagged on their like the vinyl. It doesn't affect the play or anything?
Not on the. On the whole.
Yeah,
record.
I've seen someone had like tagged with a white marker. Like.
Yeah. I mean, you hear just like little miniature pops or whatever, but
right,
you can't really hear it.
Did you do a graph or anything? Writing or anything?
Just my tag, my name and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know on your on that logo that's behind you.
Yeah, East 3. Well, it's backwards. It looks like.
Only on your screen, on what you're seeing, because it's right on ours.
Oh, okay.
Because I did that at the end of it, that wild style, that's what one of his tentacles are, is that little, right there in the corner, the little arrow.
Yes.
Behind you.
I like sharing useless knowledge sometimes. So here's just another useless knowledge. But did you know worldwide, 7 Lego sets are sold every second?
Whoa!
Are you? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I think the Atari video game Adventure is what is it, $40,000 or something just for the video game, the cartridge.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Did you ever play Adventure on Atari?
I can't picture what it is. I mean, I loved the Atari. I can't picture what the game was.
It's like you're a little square dot, and you go around looking for a key, and you look for this chalice, and you got to watch out for these dragons. You go through all these mazes and these 3 castles.
That sounds familiar to me. I'm mostly there was a game called Jumpman, but it wasn't on Atari. But it was one of the old.
Yeah, you guys are super young, so yeah.
You know, that just reminds me, and this is again way off topic, but we had an Atari for a second. I don't know how we got it or why we had it, but it had Pong. And I remember trying so hard at that dumb game, and I could never get it, which is probably why I still can't.
Yeah, but playing Pong and playing Fortnite are like worlds apart.
Well, I won't play either.
There's too many buttons now on games. Are you not a gamer at all?
I used to be. Woo! Now it's just this is the video game right here.
Yeah. I can imagine that you would be good at the game though, but it's a different muscle memory maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I was so good at video games, Street Fighter and Resident. I was really good, and but I was like, what am I doing? I'm not creating. You know, like the goal of life is to create heaven on earth, and you're not doing it by playing video games. Some people do. Some people go out there and they go on the circuit, and it's like they're kicking ass, and that's dope. But I wasn't born for that.
Yeah, and you're talking just leisurely, because I feel the same way. Like I love the concept, like playing games, they're fun, but like about 10-15 minutes into playing, I'm like, I should be drawing right now. Like I shouldn't be wasting my time doing this.
Gives me a headache. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, like you said, I'm not knocking anyone that does get off on. It's fine.
So those people, that's fun to make a career out of video games.
How often do you buy new clothes?
Woo! Recently, because of the pandemic, not that much.
Do you have specific shops that you like to go to though, right in town, like local?
I don't know. Sometimes like this. Sometimes we make our own clothes. This says Bud Rumble. This is about to go on DJQbert.com in a couple days for the Thanksgiving sale.
Good to know.
Yeah.
A special code? This may not be out yet, but is there a special code?
You could use Twitch. Twitch will be the secret code for the 9% discount.
Yeah, I like that Throwdowns.com. I like that site. You guys got a good you got a good amount of stuff like for people to get their hands on.
Yeah, it's fun.
I just bought the Team 6 the 4-pack with the art where the art lines up.
Oh yeah, Shot Yeti Fresh. Wow.
Yeah, is that a shirt or
no 4 vinyl? Yeah, the vinyl 4-pack.
Yeah, it's a great. He's the what do you call it? Ren and Stimpy of hip hop. He's in that camp with Bob Camp. Bob Camp is right. Bob Camp is the Ren and Stimpy artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's with that whole crew and shit.
What is the website again?
Throwdrumble.com.
DJQbert.com or Throwdrumble.com.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. But I mean, doesn't DJQbert.com go right to it?
Yes, it's the same thing. But some people won't know how to spell Throwdrumble.
Yeah.
They won't know.
I'm not laughing.
You just laughed.
I can't smell. I can't spell either.
You can't spell or smell.
No, I can smell.
Yeah.
I loved the game Qbert. I played it all the time. Is there a correlation between the two or?
Nah. I'll tell you a story though. But at that time there was Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Qbert, and so my last name started with a Q, and everyone called me Qbert. It was like the dumbest shit ever. And then later I found out the video game Qbert is like this one character with this big old nose. And if you look at all the characters that he's trying to avoid, they're actually little snots.
They're not snakes?
Yeah, that snake is actually like, when you pull a booger out, they're just these guys you got to avoid, but they're all snots. And so the actual name was supposed to be called Booger. They can't name a video game Booger, so let's just call it Qbert. So my name is DJ Booger.
That's actually a good DJ name, though, DJ Booger.
It worked for the guy in Nerds.
Yeah, I loved Booger and Nerds. What music do you listen to for pleasure? Like, what kind of music?
Indian classical for sure, and classical like Chopin and Mozart and Bach.
Oh,
yeah,
because that's super inspiring music too.
Yep. As along with hunting for funk breaks. I kind of listen to it all until I find shit like, ooh, shit, I'm taking that.
Is your listening usually for work or for pleasure?
It's to learn, like to like, oh, that's a great pattern. Oh, that's a great musical composition. Oh, I can use that in my music and kind of like they'll never know because I'm just like taking that concept and switching around with scratching. So they're never gonna know that I took it from whoever, Beethoven or some shit.
Are you able to listen to music without breaking it down?
Oh yeah, but if I'm like, I'm always conscious of learning. So I love learning. So I like breaking stuff down.
Yeah. What did you want to be when you were growing up? What did you?
I don't know. Yeah, probably some kind of like astronaut or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go to outer space, that type of shit.
Have you? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, would you go now that they have seats available?
Hells yeah. And now I'm so into outer space stuff and conspiracy things, and I love listening to all the whistleblowers that have like bases on Mars and bases on Jupiter and on the backside of the moon and things like that. I'm like I kind of do that mostly.
Have you always had like intergalactic interest?
Yeah, ever since I was 7 years old, I was into UFOs and outer space beings and the way they live on other planets and stuff. And it's a beautiful thing when you see how like, wow, they're so like advanced over there. It's like, well, we got to be like that over here and stuff. It's an amazing thing to see the futuristic side of things and bring that into this world. It's like, wow, why not?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've ever had an experience with like an extraterrestrial or a UFO or anything like that?
I've seen a lot of UFOs in the hills when I look up. Sometimes I'll lie down. I had a swimming pool and I would lie down in the swimming pool and I would be like, what the hell are those things moving in the sky? And then there was this one time I was lying down on the couch. I was looking out into the sky and I saw 3 dots and they were just spinning. And they just spun out into space. I was like, whoa, that is definitely not a plane or anything. It was crazy. This is way before drones too and all that.
Yeah. Do you have any weird phobias?
Oh, geez. Phobia. I don't know. Sometimes nasty, disgusting stuff it's fascinating to me now. It's like, huh, there's a beauty in this ugliness. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a logie or what?
Ew.
What do you mean?
Logie.
What's a logie?
Well, they call them loogies. In Utah they call them logies. Like a snotty spit, a logie.
Like that, you said disgusting, and that's the first thing I thought of.
As kids, we were proud. Yo, check out, let's have a spit contest. We would spit, and then the guys would always say, "Wait till I get some good loogies."
Loogies.
So it was like it was okay.
Is that so? You find the beauty in that kind of a?
As a kid, it was just ghetto to have. You gotta have good loogies if you want to win a spit competition.
There you go. What's your phobia?
I'm afraid of spiders. Well, that was not a bizarre one. Spiders. I just can't. I don't know why. I don't like them.
I used to be afraid of spiders until I found out they get rid of all the mosquitoes and all that other shit.
Yeah, I know how great they are, so I don't kill them, but I just don't. I don't like them.
I don't like the ones that they're like super colorful and they're big and they just kind of hang out there in the bushes of the yard. Those are like, oh man, those are
orb weavers.
Whatever. Yeah, there's a billion species of that. It's like, oh man, imagine falling.
And they're massive.
Yeah.
My fear is like walking into one of those webs when they're just sitting right there in that web and like it would just be right on your face. Do you have a favorite word?
Fuck, I don't know.
Mine's like, I used to be fuck. I've dropped fuck quite a bit. You know,
that's good. My girl is like, you gotta stop swearing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a. They say it's a form. It's a form of unintelligence. That's that's not even a word.
You better just keep saying
yeah,
it.
I'll just keep saying that. Hey, what's something that you'll never understand?
Ooh. Sometimes when there's like a conspiracy theory that's like right in front of your face, it's not even a conspiracy theory anymore. It's kind of like proven, and then people don't believe it still. That type of shit. Like, what? Come on, man.
P-Funk or Thelonious Monk?
Oh, I would go Thelonious Monk just because I learned so much scratching from that guy, and he had his own rules. He didn't care, and I used to watch documentaries of him, and yeah, he was real like super offbeat but on beat, and I learned a lot from him because of that.
Yeah, when I first saw that Straight No Chaser documentary, everything about him is incredible. He's one of those people that people like would go, oh, he's crazy. You know, they just dismiss it as craziness, not realizing it's brilliance. It's brilliance. It's just so much. The human, we weren't given enough to be able to handle all that brilliance.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a pianist, right?
Yes. And it's incredible. It's just incredible it's fantastic. It's beautiful. How did Buckethead end up on the Wave Twisters album?
He just came over to my house and was like, I want to be on it. I'm like, I can't because everything is scratching. He's like, no, come on, man. All right.
Yeah, you know, when I first was hearing that, I didn't even realize that it was guitar. I thought it was scratching.
It could have been. I should have just scratched this stuff.
Are you friendly with him then?
I love him with all my heart. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I don't see much. I don't know what he's up to these days, so I don't know. But
last I heard is he was the guitarist for Guns N' Roses, and he kind of like started to not like it or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal talent too.
Yeah, he sounds like a fax machine.
Yeah. Well, Rob Swift or Ken Swift?
Ooh. Oh man, that's apples and oranges, big time. Whoa. Now, I guess I would go with Rob just because it's DJing.
Yeah. And my wife, I'm sure, doesn't know, but Ken Swift's he's a breaker.
I learned so much from Ken Swift, though. So. Yeah.
Are you the type to hit up a farmer's market?
Oh, yeah. My girl just came from a farmer's market this morning.
You guys have an awesome one, probably, right, where you guys are.
Yeah, they're all over. And she knows the farmers. They all, hey, how you doing, Ian? They get her the little specials.
And it sounds like you guys grow a lot of your own food from what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys... Are you able to do that year round in San Francisco?
Now we are. We started small and then we're growing, and now I'm gonna build another area for all that food, and we're doing our best to get off the grid is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that most people don't know about San Francisco?
That there's areas that it's hot. They think it's cold over here, but it's like just drive 10 minutes south. It's freaking ridiculously hot.
Yeah. And then, did you have any early TV crushes? Like someone that was on TV? Did you crush on anyone?
I guess who's that girl? Alyssa Milano. When I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Mr. Ed or Mr. Potato Head?
Mr. Ed.
Do you have a secret that you'll take to the grave with you, or are you an open book?
I'm coming out with a new series called I'm not sure what it's gonna be called. It might be the Tao of Turntablism or the Tao of Turntables, and I'm gonna throw all the secrets in there.
Nice.
Every time I put a secret out, I get a new one from the universe. So it's like, oh shit, I love it.
A little bit of karma there, huh?
That's right. It's awesome.
That just means you're constantly learning and growing.
Oh, forever. There's no stopping that.
And then, how do you travel? Do you travel light or do you pack everything?
Oh, I try to travel light. Absolutely.
It's easier. Makes it easier to travel.
Yeah, backpack, and I do try to bring my own mixer, and then I have the promoter bring a turntable so I can practice in the hotel room. That's about it.
And what's the longest stint that you've spent away from home?
Woo! Man, I don't know, like 6 months, 3 months, something like that, 4 months. I don't even know. I forgot.
Is that hard for you? Do you mind it?
It was tough for me, but if you watch the DMC 1992, you can see I was like a little bit out of shape, and then DMC 93, I got super skinny because I was trapped in the Philippines for 4 to 6 months or something like that, and it's so hot there that I just sweated everything out. And that was a blessing for me, kind of.
A detox.
Yeah, totally.
And what's retirement look like for you? Is there such thing?
There is no such thing.
Right.
So you see these jazz musicians, and like look at Picasso, the painter. He didn't retire.
Yeah.
If you love what you're doing, there's no retiring.
That's right. You're not. Yeah. There's no. I mean, retiring is retiring from work. If you enjoy what you're doing, it ain't work, right? What was your first job?
My father was a civil engineer, and he would build. He would finish houses, like we would make cabinets and put the doors in, and he like this. I don't know if you can see it. The Octagon. He built the Octagon, and he built half of the house that we're living in. And man, I would help him all the time, and he would beat my ass. So he was like a very, how you call it? He taught me a lot of discipline and stuff.
Yeah.
Get up! Don't sit down at the job. Come on.
Yeah.
Hurry up! I was like, wow. I learned a lot of to be a man and shit.
Was he paying you?
Yeah. He would. I
Was it-
I need to buy something. I just paid you. Yeah. Thanks for the $2.
Yeah.
Was it stressful?
Oh yes, it was stressful. But now I look back at it and it's like I'm glad he did that, because there's some kids that don't have that father figure and they turn out kind of different.
Yeah. I worked for my dad. He was the same way. He was, Samoan man, and yeah, it was hard work. Like it was, and he was a bricklayer, and I was his hod tender, and yeah, it was
nice.
That's real work, and but it was like, I think that's what the dads want to instill, that hard work ethic into you.
Yeah, that's right. And this was before they had that law where the parents it's illegal for them to beat you. So
yeah.
This is way before that.
I'll tell you what. I guess I shouldn't, but I would have liked that law a few times when I was younger.
Reinstate that.
All right, I'm going to wrap up with two questions here, or three actually. Is there anything that most people don't know about you that you think would be surprising to them?
I don't know. I always talk about it, like alcohol kind of like makes me slower.
Yeah. Do you like to drink? Do you mind drinking at all?
Hell yeah, I like drinking.
Yeah.
It's like I lose a day of practice, so I try not to drink at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I like to wrap up with a trivia question. This is something new I'm going to do on my show. So I'm going to ask you, do you want it to be easy, medium, hard, or are you feeling brave?
The most difficult.
Okay. You're feeling brave. Here we go. What should a caviar spoon be made of?
Miniature vacuum that goes right into your mouth.
Well, the great answer. It's not the right one because it's supposed to be a mother of pearl to avoid tainting, the taste of the caviar.
Wow.
The final thing I do before I set you up with being able to promote or whatever you're doing is I have a final philosophical question that I like to close with. But the question is, well, I already know the answer to this one, to you, what your answer is going to be, because the question is going to be, are we alone in the solar system? So I'm going to change the question. Who is the red worm?
Oh, the red worm is a clone of Lord Ook, and yeah, he's kind of like the main clone, I guess. That they go to these different planets and they try to turn it into like an AI kind of place, or they weaponize the food. He's like the bad guy and stuff. Yeah.
So the red worm is an antagonist.
He's a bad guy. Yeah.
Okay. What's in the future for yourself? What's something that everyone needs to know about DJ Qbert? What can we promote? What can we discuss for people?
Yeah, there's an album I just came out with. It's called Wave Twisters Zero. It's free on DJQbert.com. And then I'm coming out with another a side project of that. It's called Wave Twisters: The Lost Encounters. That's almost done. And then there's another project I'm doing with the Os Gêmeos twins. You know them?
I don't know if I do. No.
The artists. They're really famous in Brazil. Os Gêmeos, and they did the cover for me, and so that's another album I'm coming out with.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Where do you prefer people to get DJ Qbert information from? What's the preferred method?
If you go on my Discord, if my Discord is on my Instagram, like if you see my Instagram, there's a link to my Discord. All the latest updates just go there.
Do you manage that Discord, or is it fan base management?
I do, and also we have I have a partner that helps manage it too.
I don't understand Discord. My kids are into. I can't. I haven't wrapped my head around it yet.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first, but it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of cool little things you could do on here.
It's worth it, right? I mean, it's worth. You know, this is how you get to more audience or more people. This is how you connect. You shouldn't be against it.
Yeah, everything. It's like I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like yeah, fuck those ovens, man. Right matches and shit. Fuck that.
do you so you're open to I know I said it was the last, there's one that said you're open to like new technology being introduced to scratching and all of that?
Yeah, it's like yeah, fuck these toilets, man. It's all about the fucking leaves and shit.
Well, man, it was such an awesome pleasure to talk with you, Qbert. I appreciate you joining us on the show.
Thank you, Adrienne.
Bye. So nice to meet you.
Take care, guys. Have a great one.
Peace.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. There was our conversation with Qbert.
He was super nice, super friendly, and I wasn't joking. He looked like he was 30.
I know, and I was, because everyone says that to him, because he does. He looks like he's like I look old.
Well, plus he's got a young spirit too. He's high energy, you know.
Yeah, I feel that. I wonder, is it not proper to say it could that it might, you know, it's also probably the Asian genes? I don't know. Is it like, because I want to say genetics, but I don't know.
I think genes play a part in how you age.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a bad thing. Some people age better than others, and I don't know if it's all. I don't think you're generalizing, or if
that's
you're
what I
generalizing.
meant. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't want it to sound like I'm generalizing. It just
but if that's I don't think that's a bad thing. Would it be?
I don't know. That's hey, listen, we're everything. You know, I'm always trying to be respectful. And, I just when I was watching videos of him, I liked his energy. Yeah.
You know what I wanted to ask him is what he's doing with these NFTs. Is he creating audio for them or art? How does that work for a DJ?
Well, that's what like Chesky and AWOL One and those guys, they're making those NFTs, and remember the cards with their music. It's like the music's with some artwork.
Yeah.
I hope that
I forgot to ask.
Yeah, Dibs when it called me and we were talking about that, and I was like, okay, let's not discuss. Let's keep that secret. And then I blabbered it out.
Oh, the thing you told on here?
Yeah. Maybe that gets cut. I don't know. Yeah, that was cool. It was when I was thinking about having a discussion with him, I know that when he does his show, he's just like scratching. Like when during the pandemic, they were doing like
a podcast thing.
It was kind of like that, yeah. And he would just be scratching while they were talking, very much like when you're talking to a person on the guitar, or you know, and they're just playing the guitar. And I was kind of thinking it would be cool to be able to hear, because it was really cool to watch. But I don't know if we were having sound issues, because you could see sometimes he would go to.
Well, it was like his fidget spinner, because he would be mixing like just turning the turntable and playing with the knobby things.
The fader and
Yeah, so it was
the
like
knobby
it was
things.
a fidget spinner. It was like a way to just keep your mind intact while you're talking to someone.
Well, yeah, he was awesome to talk to. It was nice of him to join us on the show. Here's the drawing. It's super not detailed.
What are you gonna do? How are you?
Well, it's that quick shading. I want to, give it some good shading if he's actually going to end up using it on an album.
No, I mean, what are you gonna do after we leave this?
Oh, this show?
Podcast, yeah. What are you gonna do on the picture?
Oh, to add to it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I got to darken in some of the shading, and I'll probably. It's weird. I wonder if it's weird to put a Q in there. You never know. People might take that a different way. I was going to ask him about that, but then I'm not so sure if that's sounds like he's probably not Q related, but it sounds like he's interested in
conspiracies. But I think that you can't not be in this day and age. There's so many on so many different scales. It's not always like JFK's showing up.
Yeah, you know me too. I get like anxiety when the conversation will go towards something that I'm not comfortable with, because I'm kind of like a non-boat rocker. I don't like to offend people, or I don't want anyone to. Could you sense? I guess you couldn't sense. I could feel maybe. Oh, I hope we don't go too far down any rabbit holes.
Oh no, I think he was sweet, and I think he made some good points and things, and he clearly is inspired by outer space and whatever more is out there. I think that's cool.
Well, and I think those of you out there who haven't heard of DJ Qbert or haven't really listened to DJ Qbert, you should definitely go listen to that Wave Twisters album. That's a good introduction to him. Oh, that was what I wanted to ask him. I always forget to ask that. He's really good at what he does. And it's almost like a language. It really sounds like, I heard him once talking in an interview where he was saying, "Oh, actually, it's something that him and Mix Master Mike were doing. That it's a one. I can't remember what the song's called, but they're talking to each other through scratching. It was a concept that they had, and you can hear. Oh, it's on that Wave Twisters album. I don't want to do the sound effect, but I'm going to do it. But it's like this one part where Mix Master Mike goes like and then Qbert goes and they're conversing with it's really fantastic. And then
cool.
Well,
it sounds like you can go get his new Wave Twisters 0 from his website, so that might be cool to go check out too.
Yeah, and I think he also releases albums that are just samples. I know he has some albums out there just like for DJs and people people that want to get into scratching. He actually makes, I think they sell albums that have like a whole bunch of different samples.
Gotcha.
That's from them that you can, not their own sample, they picked out all these samples, laid them down on a vinyl, and you can scratch those sounds and stuff. So go check them out at DJQbert.com or Qbert. I know for sure ThudRumble.com.
And DJQbert.com.
Okay, and DJQbert.com. He's also on the Instagram. That's where I follow him at. I'm sure he's got a Twitter and a Facebook, but I see him mostly on Instagram. I know he does the Twitch and the Discord like you saw. So yeah, if you're interested in him, go check him out, DJ Qbert. I want to thank him again for joining us on the show. It was a pleasure talking to him. He's got a real kind feel about him, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. It was really nice. And I think I'm going to go follow his mom and get some Mary Kay.
Yeah, I guess if you're still doing Mary Kay, go get some Mary Kay. And apparently use some Tony Robbins, and you could end up being a tremendous DJ.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for joining us in DOD45. Check us out. Check out my artwork at ArtByTai.com. And please comment on the down.
Comment on the chat.
Comment below. On the chat below,
no.
And
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. And in the show notes, that's where we'll put any links to like videos and stuff that you should be checking out of DJ Qbert. And thanks to Mr. Dibbs. I'm wearing a Mr. Dibbs shirt. He sent me that shirt. And all right. Oh, this is the Scroobius Pit Pat. He sent me that. And that's it. have a good rest of your time. Thanks for joining us on DOD45, folks.
There are thoughts in my head that take place in my bed, and I don't have to lie, but I do that instead. Things that need to be said, poison in my brain like lead.
Thanks for watching this episode of DOD45. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to ever miss an episode. Also, stick around my YouTube page for a bit. There's a whole array of videos to enjoy, including time-lapse videos, drawing tutorials, and live streams. It's like an amusement park. Now click that subscribe button and go watch another episode of DOD45. Cheers.